I'm Carole Young. Welcome to Community Chest. Community Chest is a program that spotlights nonprofit organizations in the Kingman area. If you're a nonprofit organization and you would like to appear on one of our shows, contact us at 718-3600. That's 718-3600. Now today I have Pati Green as my guest, and the show's going to focus on the Kingman MS support group. So stay tuned, don't go away. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to Community Chest. Today our guest is Pati Green, and we're going to talk about the Kingman MS group. Pati, before we get in, welcome to my show, by the way.
Thank you.
Before we get into the program itself, I'd like for you to tell our audience a little bit about yourself, what you do, how long you've been in Kingman, and then we'll just segment into the MS group.
Okay. Well, as Carole said, my name is Pati Green, and I've lived in Kingman about 35 years. State of Arizona since I was 4. I have been involved in many community activities over the years, up until about 10 years ago when I had my second MS attack and had to retire and whatnot, and it kind of put me down for several years, but over the past 13 months I've been getting back on my feet and more involved in the community, and myself and Ralph Scarbino formed the Kingman MS support group, and we work very closely with both the state and national chapters to bring programs and services and whatever we can do for the people in the community that have MS.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your main objective of the group in Kingman.
Our main objective is wide and varied. Right. Of course, we want to provide, as I said, the services that are available through both the state and national to anybody who is living with MS, and that includes the families and caregivers to support them as well. Through the state and national, there's a myriad of services available that people just are not aware of. And so our goal is to provide that support as well as bring an awareness to the community and to help support, of course, the state and national.
Okay. Now the caregivers, do you give any type of training to them? Or what type of support do you give the caregivers?
Well, we have 2 meetings a month. The second Tuesday of each month from 5:30 to 7 at Kingman Regional in the Ocotillo room, and also the third Saturday from 3 to 5 in the Choya room. And we, of course, have our members that come, their families, their caregivers are always welcome. As I said, there's a wide range of training and support that is available for caregivers as well, where thus far we haven't had a lot of people interested in that aspect of it, but it is available, and if we get the interest from caregivers, then we will gladly bring the program up here.
Okay. As far as members themselves, the support, do you provide any type of medical equipment, or
we just recently obtained storage in the community foundation out in the Butler area, to where people that want to donate wheelchairs, shower chairs, mobility equipment, canes, any wide range of supplies. We've got storage for those. Of course, we're looking for someone who can go over them with a fine-tooth comb and make sure that they are clean and well working. Yes.
So then, as far as support equipment, you need donations from the community.
Yes, if anyone has a wheelchair that's not in use, a power chair, canes, as I said, shower chairs, anything that is mobility equipment that could be utilized for the people in the community that have MS, then yeah, they're more than welcome to donate it to our.
So if anyone has something, which I do have some equipment that was left over from my stepmother, who would we contact to take that?
You could contact either myself at 928-530-7982 or Ralph Scarbino at 897-3801. Actually, Ralph would probably be the better one to contact because he kind of handles that aspect of it.
Okay. So then would somebody pick it up, or do we need to deliver it to the community center in Butler?
If it's possible, yes. If we could have it delivered. If not, then we can make arrangements to have it picked up.
Okay. So what other types of donations does your group need besides the medical equipment?
Wow.
Money. I know money.
Money, obviously. We've been running on a very shoestring budget this year with minor donations, and we sell the little MS support ribbons that come here right on our little card. And if you see anything that's this bright orange, neon orange on paperwork in town, it's probably from us. We have a lot of things upcoming, and so we are choosing to utilize the MS color of orange to print it on. We sell these ribbons, they're $1 a piece. We have donations from some of our members, we'll put in $5, $10 a month and things like that. So yeah, like I said, we've been running on a shoestring budget, but next month is March. March is MS Awareness Month nationwide, and we have a number of fundraisers coming up. It's kind of a kickoff for November 2nd of this year. We will be having the first ever MS walk right here in Kingman. We're the 7th in the state to have one, and we're looking at having a very successful event with that.
That's great. Well, we'll talk about that in just a little bit. I need to know a little bit more about your funding.
Okay.
Are you dependent on donations?
Yes. As of right now, we're dependent on donations. The state chapter, just like everything else, is under budget constraints right now, and so we try not to ask them for monetary support. There have been a few things that they have given us $50 here and there for, but we try to gather donations.
Do you
locally.
fill out grants for like the United Way and different organizations that give to local organizations?
That's something we haven't approached.
You haven't?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So your members, how many members do you have that meets in your support group?
Last January we had about 5. And now we're up to, I believe it's 28.
Okay. How long does the meeting last?
The Tuesday meeting is an hour and a half. The Saturday meeting is 2 hours.
Okay. All right. Volunteers. Do you need volunteers of any?
We need a number of volunteers.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you need volunteers for? If I were to volunteer, what would I expect to be doing?
As I said, we've got the MS Walk coming up in November. We have 12 chairs, committee chairs, that need to be filled. As of right now, I believe we have 5 filled and 2 that are pending. We need people to help us with marketing and publicity. We need an event chair. I have some feelers, so to speak, out for that, of some people that are looking at that strongly. We have a committee chair available for programs and entertainment.
Okay.
Our food chair has been filled by Dora.
Oh, great.
Yes, which is wonderful. We'll need people to help set up tear down for registration needs for the rest stop areas. I can't remember the names of all of the committee chairs off the top of my head.
Right. But you do need committee chairman.
Yes.
And
yes.
there are specific
job descriptions.
items and job descriptions that they have to are responsible for.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Let's get into a little bit about your fundraising.
Okay. All right. We have, as I said, March is National MS Awareness Month, and coming up in the month of March, thus far, we have on the 11th, we have a Give Back Night at Chili's. We have on the 24th, Surbat Lanes is going to do a Bowling for MS. We have in the works, the paperwork's just not done on them, from a couple other businesses in town that we're going to be doing rather major fundraisers throughout the month of March. In the late spring or early summer, we're working with Del Webb, and they're going to do a swim for MS. Like I said, we have a number of them in the works right now.
Let's talk about the race.
Okay.
That's coming up in
the MS
March.
Walk?
The MS Walk.
Okay, that is November 2nd, 2013. Our site location, we're in the contract phase, so I hesitate to mention where, but it is locally, and it is a beautiful area, easy to walk. It's not hiking through the desert or anything like that. We hope to raise, we've set our goal for $16,000 to raise for the state and national multiple sclerosis society. a lot of people question whether the funds will stay local. And my answer to them has been this: the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, unlike other organizations, our administrative costs are at 5% of the funds that we raise, which is very low, very, very low. And so it's kind of a I scratch your back, you scratch mine. The more that we do for the state and national society, the more receptive they are to helping to fund programs and services that we want to bring to our rural communities.
Mm-hmm. So then, are your officers paid? What are some of the administrative costs that you're talking about?
Okay, we have, specifically Mojave County, we have a state chapter liaison. She is the coordinator for both Prescott, she's out of Prescott, Kingman, Bullhead City, and Havasu. Her name is Lynette Baker, and she does a lot of traveling, obviously, coming from Prescott, for the state. Mm-hmm. And so hers is a paid position. We have a state president who was, I believe, the vice president in San Diego County for many years, and he came here to Arizona a few years ago. His is a paid position. The chapter, the state and national really tries to keep costs at a minimum. We're very frugal, so to speak, mm-hmm. when it comes to excessive printing supplies and things like that, because we want to save those funds for people who are dealing with MS.
So it's a national organization,
yes,
but you're a local chapter.
Correct.
So you pay dues to the state?
No, there are no dues. We don't have any dues or fees. We're trained through the state chapter. And of course, there's guidelines that we follow, to fall in line with the state, both the state and the national. And, mm-hmm. Like I said, our goal is primarily to serve the people that are living with MS.
So are your programs, does the national give you programs that you need to
yes.
present to the community?
Yes.
So that's where you get all of your programs that's going on?
Yes.
So are they free from national?
Most of the programs, they're free from national. In the past year, we have already implemented, it's called MS Aquatics at Del Webb, it's twice a week. Of course, you have to be a member in order to utilize those services. We have a certified trainer that mm-hmm. Does pool exercises with us. We also have an MS land class that is twice a week. Again, a certified trainer. There are programs through the state that we're trying to bring to Kingman. One is called CogniFit, because obviously a lot of people with MS have cognition problems.
Right. We're going to take a short break. I hate to interrupt you, but we'll take a short break, and then when we come back, we'll talk about some of the programs.
Great.
Okay. Stay tuned, don't go away. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to Community Chest. I'm talking with Pati Green, and we're discussing multiple sclerosis and some of the events and things that they're having and their programs throughout the year. We were talking about one of your programs, CogniFit. Let's continue with that.
CogniFit is a program that came from national and then down on to the state level. We are trying to bring it to the Kingman area. We're looking for a speech pathologist that will be available to teach the class locally. It's 2 hours a week for 8 weeks. It's to help improve the cognition issues that people with MS deal with, memory, very short-term memory problems. Sometimes even myself, when I'm overtired, I stumble on words, and words will not come to me, when I'm trying to talk, and it's very common with people with MS, and so it's a program that will help with the use of the tools, so to speak, that they make available to us to help us improve our own cognition.
Okay. So, all right. So you are looking for speech?
Yes,
okay.
We are seeking a speech pathologist locally to do that, and they are few and far between.
They're
very difficult to find. So.
And the ones that are here are very, very busy.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Another program.
Free from Falls.
Free from Falls.
Okay, Free from Falls, obviously, people with MS fall a lot. We use different mobility aids, anything from a cane to a power chair. However, when you're in that transition of trying to get from your chair to your shower or your cane to your shower, depending on the layout of whether it's an open or you have to step over the edge of a tub. That seems to be one of the most frequent things, is falls in the bathroom area.
Okay.
And so the Free From Falls program helps with balance issues that we frequently deal with, and teaches us a lot of little tricks, so to speak, of how to prevent those and how to keep ourselves safe, basically, to keep us safe from falls.
Okay.
So.
Meeting in the Box. What is that?
Okay, Meeting in the Box is put out on the national level. It comes out 4 times a year. Over the past couple of months at our meetings, the program, so to speak, they send us a DVD along with a teacher's manual and books to hand out to the people that attend. And our most recent one was pain and sleep management with people with MS, because there's a there's a wide variety of issues that people with MS deal with, and what one person deals with, another person with MS may not have problems with at all. But we try to address all of these symptoms that frequently come along with MS, so people will have better ways to deal with them.
Okay. Any other programs that we didn't discuss that you would like to?
Other than we try to, on the local level, we try to stay very, very current with what is going on with MS research nationally and worldwide also. We obviously do not refer or recommend our members to specific doctors or clinics or hospitals or whatever for different types of treatment, nor do we recommend specific medications. We just try to have the information for them readily available so that they can make an informed decision about their infusion treatment or their symptom management medications that they're taking.
Now, these programs, they come from national. Do they give them to you free?
Yes,
the
they do.
materials are
Yes,
all
they
free
do.
to you.
Yes, they do. Yes.
Do the caregivers also get to go through the programs,
Yes.
or just members?
As I said, caregivers are always welcome along with, and by caregivers, that doesn't have to be somebody that comes in and takes care of your bathing and cleaning your house. That can be simply your personal support mechanism. It could be your child, it could be a sibling, it could be a parent, it could be your next door neighbor, a close friend, it could be anyone.
Okay. Now, how do you give these programs? Are they at your monthly meetings?
Yes,
or?
yes,
Okay.
yes. The state, or I should say the national, will send us the quote Meeting in the Box, and then we go over it to plan out like a lesson plan, and then we present it at our monthly meetings.
Okay. So then they have something every month for you that they give?
Oh yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
We strive to conduct our meetings so that they're very informative and very up to date for our members. We have a round table where people are, where people speak about how they've been feeling, different issues that have come up for them and whatnot. But we strive to keep it on a positive note.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit exactly what is MS. I know there's people out there that has no idea what MS
Okay.
is.
MS is basically a disease of the central nervous system. I was diagnosed in 1992. I was 30-some years old with 3 small children at home, went to a Boy Scout leadership meeting on a Tuesday night, woke up Wednesday morning blind. It can attack your eyesight, it can attack your mobility, it can attack any of your internal organs, your bodily functions. Seems to be a big one that attacks. Obviously, we're prone to spasms, we're prone to tremors, we're prone to balance and mobility issues, as I've said several times. MS is known to be a very, very mysterious disease because, as I said before, one person can be relatively symptom-free, which I was for over 10 years. I continued to work, raise my children, was very productive, and then in 2003 it hit me like a ton of bricks again, and since then it's been...
So how did you know you had MS? What's some of the symptoms to look for?
If you have tingling, numbness,
Any place in your body?
any place in your body, a lot of times it will start out in your extremities, your hands and your feet.
Okay.
Vision, sudden problems with your vision, blurriness with no previous problems can be another big sign. As you can have strange spasmodic attacks where all of a sudden one hand or arm or leg is perpetually twitching or jerking. Sudden loss of your mobility, your balance. There's hundreds of them that can kind of signal it.
So the best thing is if you have any of these symptoms, to go right to your doctor
Yes.
and find out if
Yes.
it is MS or something
Yes.
else, because it could
Yes.
be something else.
If you primary care physicians are becoming more and more and more knowledgeable about MS. Typically, it does take a neurologist to diagnose it because there's a series of tests to rule out other things that it could be, because it mimics a lot of other diseases. It's kind of a process of elimination in diagnosing MS, but that's come a long ways too. The MRIs and the cell research that they're doing, it's come so far as the diagnosis.
Okay, so MS affects basically the muscles?
Yes,
What is
yes. As I said, it's the central nervous system. You can have lesions on your brain. You can have lesions on your spine. You can have lesions on both. Depending on where those lesions are, how big they are, how far advanced they are, will tell the degree of disability that you have. And depending on how severe it is, some of the problems that you incur from MS, some of them can be repairable through exercise and build other muscles to support the ones that are no longer working. Basically, it's your brain is saying, okay, get up and walk, but your legs, the signal is either broken on the way to your legs or it's very slow in transmitting.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So our local doctors, do they refer their MS patients to your group?
We're hoping that they are. We've been to every, I think every doctor, neurologist throughout the county that we've, given them flyers of when our meetings are and business cards and if they have any questions. And so, yeah, the information is out there if they need to contact us.
Okay. So, well, you have a fundraiser coming up in March.
Yes.
At Chili's.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the fundraiser.
Okay. It's Chili's has graciously offered to do what's called a give back night for us. We printed, I don't remember how many coupons, so to speak.
We got some coupons.
And you will find these. They are in black and white, which Chili said, yes, go for it, because color is way too expensive nowadays. But you'll find them on the counters of several local businesses and at the Wellness Center and all over Kingman. People in our group will be passing them out, and if you have to bring the coupon in,
Right.
10% of the proceeds for the entire day of March 11th will be donated to the society, to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society.
And that is March
the 11th.
11th. Will they allow somebody to stand at the door and hand them out as people go in?
I haven't asked them that.
Okay, you might ask them. It's a good cause.
Well, I plan on eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner there that day, so.
Okay. After March, what's one of your other fundraisers? We have a minute or so.
Okay. As I said, we'll be doing the MS Swim at Del Webb. We haven't confirmed a date on that yet. Also, throughout Kingman at a number of businesses, you will see, not on a piece of paper, but cut out, an MS foot. And it'll be a minimum of $1 donation if you choose to, and all of the proceeds will go to the MS Society. And it's like others that you can put your name on and they'll hang it up or not. It's totally up to the person that's donating.
A lot of organizations have done that in the past. And how much is it? You can just donate what you want?
A minimum of $1 is all we ask.
All right. Okay. Anything real fast? We're running out of time. Well, we've got to go.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Well, I'm really glad to have you on my show.
Thank you.
I've learned quite a bit about MS, and I hope my audience has too. I want to thank you for joining us today here on TV 57 Community Chest.